All right, let's give this a second here. Let me go into this one down just a little bit. How's everybody doing? If there's anybody here yet, I should say. Made that extremely small on my screen. Jesus. Give me a second here, guys. I'm trying to figure everything out where I need to set everything. I'm going to do it's about this big here. Go into here. Basically just watching the newest, the scary videos. I honestly haven't really watched any of them for a while, so.
Top 5 Ghosts Caught on Camera. Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. I've featured the YouTube channel Ghosts of Carmel, Maine many times on Nuke's Top 5, so I won't go through a full recap. But put simply, Kent Burris says that he lives in a very haunted house and has recorded many strange supernatural encounters in his home.
The hardest things to deal with while living in this house, and one of the most frightening encounters are in fact apparitions.
Son of a oh my!
Or do something. Oh my! One night, while sleeping, there was a loud bang in the bedroom that woke me up. I started hearing faint voices, so I picked up my cell phone camera and started recording.
One night, Kent hears voices coming from downstairs and records as he heads down to investigate. He is not prepared for what he finds waiting in the dark first floor TV room.
Son of a what the hell are you? Honey?
As Kent walks into the pitch black room, the TV has somehow turned itself on. Now this might explain the voices, but as he pans his camera around the room, a dark shape suddenly appears right in front of the television screen. The shadow figure seems to collapse into itself as it disappears right in front of his eyes.
What the hell are you? I did not go back to sleep that night.
So did Kent capture yet another shadow apparition in his haunted house? You decide. You can watch this full documentary over on the YouTube channel, Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. Checking out early. Iraqi fitness trainer Mustafa from the YouTube channel Mustafa Altai says that he heard a strange story about a family who had fled their home in Iraq many years ago because a sinister jinn began haunting their home. The house has been left abandoned for over 60 years, as the family says they couldn't find anyone willing to rent or buy the cursed property. Mustafa goes to investigate.
Pause this one. Give me a second. I will be right back. Okay. I am back. I am sorry about that. Let's get back to these scary videos.
Investigate the house with his friend Salar to see if the spooky stories are true, and it did not go well. As the two explorers are about to enter the house, they have no idea that something seems to be watching them.
حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل.
Now it's certainly a bit hard to see, but when the video is slowed down and enhanced, a very strange figure can be seen standing at the window. Now it's unclear exactly what this bizarre shape could be, but when Mustafa's camera pans back, the dark figure has disappeared. After the two explorers enter the house, things only get weirder. The two friends hear strange sounds coming from the staircase. They go to investigate, and this happens.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. ما في طابق ثاني دائما خاف منه. دائما يا اخي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. اقرا ايات. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله بكلمات الله التامات. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء. بسم الله. لا تعال بس تعال سلام تعال. مو لا هسه يقولون احد بس تعال وين بدعت امك تعال وين ما يقولون احد والله يقولون صديق سوا بس تعال اصعد فوق سلام بس تعال بدعت امك يا اخي حلفتك سلام حلفتك بدعت امك تعال.
An empty paint bucket is thrown from somewhere above them, barely missing the two explorers. Mustafa runs upstairs to see where it came from, but his friend Salar heads for the exit. Eventually, Mustafa convinces Salar to come back, but after hearing more scary, unexplained sounds, they both decide to leave. Mustafa uploads his video to YouTube, and many of his viewers want to see more. In the video comments, his fans dare him to go back and actually spend the night in the haunted house. So, Mustafa agrees. He returns to the house, determined to stay the night, this time all alone. Mustafa sets up a few static cameras in one of the rooms and attempts to settle in for the night. But before long, Mustafa's night takes a terrifying turn.
اكو صوت بس ما نقدر نحكم على اي صوت نسمعه او اي حركه مثل هاي موجوده. ممكن يكون نهار وممكن يكون ليل. الله اعلم. صوت جلد موجود. اكو صوت قبل جلد. ما صوت جلد هذا.
Strange moans and loud bangs keep Mustafa on the edge and unable to rest. But little does he know, things are about to get even creepier.
Bismillah. Bismillah.
That'd be kind of creepy. Did that fall from
A heavy piece of stone sitting on top of the fireplace seems to move on its own. Then, as if propelled by an invisible force, it violently crashes to the ground, nearly landing on Mustafa's head. Understandably, Mustafa is now freaked out. He's only been inside the house a little over an hour, but he decides to put an early end to his overnight investigation. But now here's where things get really creepy, because the most terrifying part of Mustafa's stay inside the house isn't even what he saw or heard with his own eyes and ears. You see, his static cameras caught video of something strange that he wasn't even aware of. Something downright chilling.
طبعا ايام على التليفون صاير طبعا ايام التليفون
Did you see it? As Mustafa is repositioning his static camera, a dark figure appears behind him on the staircase. It slowly moves down the stairs without making a sound, and then disappears out of sight. But this isn't the only time Mustafa captured this creepy figure during his nighttime stay.
As experts in online education, Purdue University Global gives you all the flexibility you need.
الجن كرام ضعيف الله أعلم بسم الله
Again, a dark, very bizarre figure quickly appears behind Mustafa, not once, but twice. Could it be that he captured the jinn that haunts the home on camera? Whatever it is, it seems to change shape, size, and even transparency. So just what is this? Let me know what you think. You can check out Mustafa's full 2-part video investigation of the house over on his YouTube channel, Mustafa Altay. If you see a video that you think would be perfect for the top 5, or if you have a ghost hunting channel and you caught something great, and as if all that wasn't creepy enough, the decaying remains of sacrificed children were found buried under the inn's floor. The ancient Ram Inn is said to be so violently haunted that when the building was sold to John Humphreys in 1968, his wife and daughters absolutely refused to live there. They moved out, leaving John Humphreys all alone to live in the house. So, British paranormal investigators Sean Kenna, Sean Owen, and Carl Hassel from the YouTube channel Dark Territory traveled to the haunted inn to investigate the multiple claims of paranormal activity. During their investigation, they hear bizarre, unexplained sounds, and Sean feels something touching his leg.
Already, as soon as we were about to begin filming the investigation, something draws our attention upstairs.
Sounded like you rolled a barrel, or did you work at the inn?
Dude, upstairs.
Go. Yeah, I just heard what sounded like movement up here. Is this where you are? Are you the witch? They call this room the witch's room, so we only assume that you, the witch, you're felt in here.
Did anyone hear the voice a second ago before you said you're felt in here?
No. Witch, you're felt in here. Witch, you're felt in here.
I don't know if it's a voice or it was like a cat.
Yeah.
No warnings whatsoever.
Did you used to sleep in this bed, witch?
Well, I'll tell you, this is the...
Fell smart on my leg, man! Someone was on my leg!
Jesus Christ, bro!
Touched me leg.
Later, as Sean Kenna and Sean Owen are exploring on the second floor, things get even stranger.
What little room are you hiding in? Come on, show yourself. I'm sure you're not afraid of me and Owen.
Guys, the door's just open.
A door to the attic opens on its own and the team can't find any explanation for the strange occurrence. There was no draft and the team had been walking back and forth past the door many times without it making any movement whatsoever. Now, since it has always been said that dark spirits and entities supposedly, quote, feed off fear, the team decides to do an experiment to see if the emotion of fear will trigger even more paranormal activity. So they tie up and blindfold team member Carl and put him in one of the beds in the bishop's room. This room is said to be the most supernaturally active. At first, nothing really happens, and as time passes, Carl seems to grow more and more impatient. But then, things take a terrifying turn.
Someone's touched my leg. Someone's touching my leg, bro!
Something's out there.
Oh, hello, Misty.
Raid is a free-to-play action RPG for both PC and mobile. There are over 500 badass champions to collect and battle through dungeons and PvP. In the most recent update, they actually put me in the game. That's right, I have my very own champion, Saito. Saito is a legendary undead samurai who looks like a total badass. I mean, seriously, just look at this guy. This dude's armor is insane. I helped design the character as well as did all the facial and...
Given these things.
You around me now? You make a sound. What the was that, bro?
What, man?
This something's just fallen off here.
Who's that? Touch me, man! What the
Something's wrong with Carl. He's obviously...
Holy shit, man.
We need to get...
They tie him up.
You get me the out of here now, Joe! Bro, I just... Seriously, someone just whacked me, no joke. I heard something being thrown or something, and I was like, come on, and someone just whacked me, no joke, as if someone just punched me in the chest. Me.
Carl begins to freak out as he feels something touching his leg. A candle then falls onto the floor, but scariest of all, something unseen slaps Carl on the chest. The violent smack is actually loud enough that the audio can be heard on camera. And with that, Carl is done. In abject terror, he frantically struggles his way out of the rope binding his legs and wrists. So did the paranormal investigators capture proof of the sinister ghosts that haunt the ancient Ram Inn? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full video and many more investigations of haunted English locations over on the YouTube channel, Dark Territory. The House of the Burned Man. Popular Mexican paranormal investigator Alberto del Arco travels to a mansion in Manzanillo, Mexico. The massive hillside estate has been mysteriously abandoned for over 35 years, and it looks more like a hotel than a home. It features a pool, a spa area, and an amazing view of the ocean. So no one really knows why such a luxurious home would be abandoned for over 3 decades. However, urban legend says that one of the home's previous tenants perished in a mysterious fire inside the house. Because of this, locals refer to the estate as the, quote, House of the Burned Man. The entire property is said to be extremely haunted. Once Alberto and his 2 cameramen make their way inside, they find the home's design a bit confusing.
Todavía no le encuentro la forma a esta casa. Aquí está cerrado, aquí ya no hay más. No, todavía existen. Atrás, güey, atrás. ¿No fue un animal? ¿Algún ave? Ok, pero eso vino de este lado. ¿Se oyó claro? Madres. ¿Fuiste tú ahorita que pisaste? Sí. ¿O no? Sí. ¿Sí? Se oyó muy hueco, cuidado, sí, retumbó todo. No se nos vaya a caer encima parte de esta propiedad porque sí se ve que está muy dañada. Mira, ven. Ven a ver esto.
Cuidado. ¿Estás bien?
Sí. Casi me estrella en la cara, güey, ¿lo viste?
Sí.
Su madre.
While exploring the strangely constructed mansion, the team hears what sounds like a child's voice, followed by the sound of a breath. Even though the unexplained sounds are barely picked up by their microphones, the three explorers all seem to hear it very clearly. Next, Alberto has a frightening close encounter with a bat. And after that, the team just decides to continue their investigation outside as they check out the other buildings on the sprawling estate.
Hola. No sé, güey, como que arrastraron algo. Buenas noches. No creo que haya indigentes viviendo aquí, la verdad. Uy, está enorme este lugar. Atrás, aquí. Eso fue aquí. Con cuidado. Puede haber animales, ¿eh?
Alberto and his team hear strange sounds coming from inside some of the buildings. It sounds almost like something heavy being dragged across the floor. Since the hillside the mansion sits on is almost impossible to access, Alberto thinks it would be unlikely that any homeless people could be living there.
Does that help at all, Misty?
Instead, he believes that all of the sounds that he is hearing could simply be made by animals. But even though Alberto is very skeptical, what happens next is not so easy to explain.
Can you hear me now?
The soap you shower with?
Okay.
Most name brand bars and body washes.
I just want to make sure you can hear me over the videos.
Classified by the FDA as
The desktop audio on this one's pretty loud, so.
¿Qué pasó, güey? ¿Qué pasó? Ay, güey, a mí se me hizo ver a alguien acá. ¿Allá? ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde? ¿No habrá sido una sombra? ¿No habrá sido algún árbol? ¿Alguna rama? ¿Lo habrá trabado o no? ¿Sí? Ok, habrá que revisar ese material.
Alberto's cameraman captures what appears to be a white translucent figure on camera. A little later into their investigation, and they capture something again.
Just so you are aware, I am working on a new
Hay más escaleras que van hacia abajo, ¿eh?
video. Oh, that looked like a bat.
Cuidado.
A new video on the Strangers Tell Me Scary Stories on Omegle thing. So.
¿Qué hay allá? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Todo bien? ¿Dónde? Oh, hijo de tu chico. ¿Dónde, güey? ¿No son los murciélagos? Huele muy malo. Huele muy malo.
Bats come flying out towards the cameraman, but it's not a bat that spooks him. A bizarrely shaped shadow seems to be staring back at him from just inside one of the rooms. They go to check it out, but there's nothing there. The figure has vanished, leaving nothing behind but a very foul stench. Before long, the echoing sound of a raging party being celebrated somewhere nearby starts to make it impossible for them to capture clear, uninterrupted audio. Alberto and his team have no choice but to wrap up their investigation. However, right before they leave, they capture something truly chilling.
Ok, con cuidado. Ok, ¿les parece si bajamos? Digo, aquí no hay más que una pequeña explanada. No está tan espectacular como la de arriba, quizá.
Kind of looks like something.
Pero se me hace curioso que esté este piso, ¿no?
At the time they recorded this, the team says that they were completely unaware that someone or something seemed to be watching them from the tree line. They catch an unexplained figure on camera, just barely visible in the dark. So, did Alberto Del Arco and his two cameramen capture evidence of paranormal activity at the mansion? Is it possible that the ghost of the burned man, who the house is named after, was watching them? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full video over on the YouTube channel, Alberto Del Arco. Just passing through. Paranormal investigators beyond the realm paranormal investigate the Alton Railway Station in Staffordshire, England. The old train station was built in 1849 and it was eventually closed down in 1965. So, after over 100 years of travelers and workers passing through the station, it is now believed to be extremely haunted by the ghosts of deceased passengers and railway workers. The 5 investigators set up motion detectors on the platform close to what used to be the railway track. They start recording, and what they capture is truly bizarre.
That's what they captured. the Batmobile.
So that's just Nick setting off the motion detector. It only goes off when something walks in front of it. There you go. Straight after you. It's followed you.
Let me do it one more time for you.
Looks like they're pretty heavy on moths there.
Me, exactly where I come from.
I've seen like 2 moths fly in front of their camera so far. So it makes me wonder if that's not what's setting off the motion detector. Not saying it couldn't be something else, but I'm just saying.
We need to do that. No.
You seeing all these
When
moths?
lead
though?
investigator Nick walks back and forth, setting off the motion detector, something seems to follow him. Then suddenly, a super fast-moving white mist seems to pass right through him, knocking him a step back.
I've seen like another one right after that too, on the bottom. Right there, moth.
No.
What's especially creepy is that Nick seems to both see and react to the mist as it passes right through his body.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
did they capture real evidence of the paranormal? Could it be the ghost of a wary traveler still
heavy,
running
and
to
since they
catch
have
a
red light
long-departed
on their
train?
motion detector,
You decide.
it attracts the
Check out
moths
this full
to it. I'm
video
not
and
saying
more
it's not.
paranormal investigations
Sounds like
over on their
paranormal, I'm just
Facebook and
saying
YouTube
it
channel,
could be.
Beyond the Realm Paranormal. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and also maybe check out my...
Let's go to Slapped Ham next. Slapped Ham. Mysterious videos that need explaining. 1 day ago. I have not seen this one either.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some
Blowing
freaky
stuff.
videos no one can quite explain. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more eerie content just like this.
Some say that children are more sensitive to the spiritual world than the average adult is. If this video from the family behind the TikTok account 555MPH a Triplet Story is to be believed, these theories about the paranormal perceptions of youngsters may indeed be accurate. According to the description of the video, the footage comes from a home security camera placed in the bedroom of 3 toddlers, triplets who have just woken up from a nap. Instead of feeling relaxed, well rested and ready to play after their snooze, these girls seem angry and frightened. The triplets stand together outside of their beds, yelling at an unseen figure. They say things like, "I'm mad at you," in a shrieking, angry tone, staring away from the camera towards the wall on the opposite side of the room. Making the footage even more frightening is the fact that the girls keep pointing towards a certain spot in the room. Throughout the video, each girl points several times toward the wall furthest from the camera, but it's unclear what they're pointing at. They tell their mysterious visitor that they don't like it anymore, suggesting that this isn't the first time this unseen figure has paid them a visit. So what could have caused the young girl's outburst?
Creepy.
Could this be the result of overactive imaginations or some sort of game the siblings have invented? Some believe this to be true, but others are certain the fear in the triplets' voices is real. If the children have been receiving visits from a spirit, it seems their relationship with the ghost may have turned sour.
Wow, like, it's also scary how crazy that
Hey
room
gang,
looks.
just want to let you know today's episode is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends is a turn-based
I'm not
strategy
sponsored
game
by
that
Raid
has
Shadow
near
Legends,
limitless
so let's skip
possibility.
right
New
over all of
champions
that.
take key in home protection technology. An unanticipated consequence of the flood of new cameras that are always watching is an influx of creepy videos. In this CCTV footage shared by YouTube channel Viral News, we see something truly mysterious that has the staff and residents of one apartment complex feeling worried. The footage from the camera shows a black and white shot of a passageway within the apartment complex. Not much can be seen in the dim light of the night vision camera. However,
time
if
to
you watch
move,
closely,
she says.
you'll
Yep.
notice that not everything is still in the dead of night. Take a look.
That looks like a guy on his hands, or it could be a dog.
In the shadows near the end of the passageway, something seems to be moving.
If it's a guy on his hands, that's just creepy anyways.
No clear features of the mysterious figure can be discerned in the darkness of the passageway. At first, it seems as if it could be an ordinary person moving around in the shadows. However, the ending of the footage quickly dispels this theory. Watch. After moving around in the darkness for a few seconds, the figure suddenly leaps from the ground and flies into the air, disappearing quickly into the nighttime shadows.
Very strange.
So what
I don't
could
know, I
this
wish the
flying
camera had
figure
better
be?
resolution.
It seems to be approximately the size and shape of a human, but far too large to be any known flying animal. Many who have
that's not
examined
true.
this video are certain that the footage depicts a ghost.
It could be a big bird.
How do you explain this bizarre video? Let me know in the comments below.
It could be a bird of some sort.
Libraries are usually a place for quiet reading and peaceful contemplation. However, this footage shared to a library's YouTube channel seems to indicate that one visitor to the Safety Harbor Public Library in Florida may not
Believe
be
those
completely at peace.
library or the
According to the video's description, the
gymnasium
footage
in
was
White
recorded on
River, the old one.
library's CCTV
Oh, hey,
security
Rebecca
camera
Reviews. I
at
believe
5:36 in the
that
morning,
one was
long
haunted.
before any staff or
And from my
visitors
understanding, if I
entered the
remember in high
library.
school, I did research on it,
At
and
first, everything
the
seems
old
perfectly
librarian lady had
still,
died on the school
exactly
grounds or
what you would
something, and that
expect
they
in a
even had her picture
library
up in the
wee
library
hours
and
of the
stuff, and
morning.
she would yell at people to get out of there.
Was caught on camera that has
So
left
that's a
staff
creepy
and
one.
visitors on
So,
edge.
library,
Let's take
another
a look.
library video here, so that's kind of neat. How's it going today, Rebecca?
The stillness of the bookshelves is suddenly shattered when a book flies from the shelves and lands on the floor. A book leaping from a shelf on its own is mysterious enough. However, the way the book lands is truly unusual. It hits the ground vertically, remaining perfectly balanced on the edges of the pages. After seeing the footage, the librarians attempted to recreate the phenomenon, but
I'm
were
okay.
unable to
I'm not
balance
too
the
bad
book like
right now,
this,
so
even when setting it
like I
down
said, I figured I'd
gently.
jump on here. I haven't
how
seen
could it
any
have
ghost
landed this
videos in
way
a long
when
time. It's
flying
been a couple
from the
weeks
shelf?
or maybe even a month. So I figured I would take some time and
What's
just
more,
like
there isn't any
watch them
sign
with
of
everybody,
movement or
see what
even
you
a
guys
shadow
thought about them.
cast from the adjacent aisle, proving that there wasn't anyone poking the book from behind the shelf, as some have suggested. The librarians who discovered the book and spotted the strange activity on the security footage haven't revealed the title of the book that performed this bizarre feat. However, they have indicated that the word spiritual is part of the title, suggesting the potential poltergeist behind this video didn't choose the book at random. Perhaps the answer to this mystery lies within the pages of the very book the poltergeist chose for its trickery.
I switched from State Farm because of this.
I just want to stop in and say hi. Unfortunately, I have too much happening to stay. I understand, that's fine. I appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave.
No one really knows what mysteries lie beyond
Misty
the
says,
night
I know that
sky
some
on
people
planets
use,
far
or
away.
people
Many
upper,
are certain that we aren't alone in this universe.
I know that some
and that
people from
beings
upper
other
classes
planets
have
sometimes pay us secret
done their
visits
own
to
ghost
watch and
hunting in that
study us.
gym,
This
and they
seems to be
were talking
confirmed
about
by a
it.
bizarre
They heard
video
voices and
recorded
stuff.
by Oahu
I
native
remember
Misatina Sape and
that
reported by
whenever I was going to school there was a couple of girls that were middle school age. I was freshman. I was probably like in my sophomore year. No. I was probably a junior. I think they were freshmen. And they came like crying in one of their classes and stuff because somebody or something had chased them through the gym like right away, and it scared the crap out of them.
Hawaii News Now.
So yeah, it was always kind of a creepy one. You walk through there at night by yourself and stuff, but
The footage was recorded over Princess Kahanu Estates in Oahu, Hawaii. Numerous witnesses reported spotting a series of blue oblong lights flying in the night sky. The series of bright blue lights fly in a nearly straight line as they move through the sky. Witnesses state that the line of lights were larger than a telephone pole and made no discernible noises as they flew. They moved briefly around the night sky before dropping into the ocean and disappearing.
Or the line in the water, whatever it is.
Several witnesses called the police to report the strange phenomenon. While officers were on site with one group who reported the lights, a similar set of white lights appeared. They were smaller than the blue lights, but also disappeared into the ocean as police and witnesses watched. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, no flights were scheduled for the area at that time in question. They also received no reports of missing aircraft that could have mistakenly flown into the area. With no other explanation for the mysterious lights, witnesses believe what they saw can only be the work of extraterrestrials.
Or the line in the water, whatever it is.
Sleepwalking can be a terrifying phenomenon all on its own. However, when the sleepwalker begins exhibiting bizarre behaviours that are outside of the norm, like in this video from YouTuber Study Stack, witnesses begin to wonder if something more paranormal is happening. In this footage, CCTV cameras caught the YouTuber's roommate as
sleepwalking
she
is kind of
sleepwalks
creepy
around the
at
house.
times.
She climbs out of bed
don't
and
do it
begins
myself,
doing
but
some strange things. She punches a wall, lights a match.
Ugh.
And opens fridge doors and throws food on the floor. This type of behavior isn't entirely out of the realm of
Why do
possibility.
they have
for
two
ordinary
refrigerators?
sleepwalking. However, things begin to get even creepier when she puts a glass on the bench. Take a look.
Oh, that was creepy. Okay, what?
She then heads for
Is
the
the
stairs.
bench like?
The camera shows the roommate crawling up the stairs, flailing her limbs about.
What in the hell?
The next day, they found that she had left scratches in the wood with her fingernails. On the second floor, she takes a bite from a roll of toilet paper while
Ugh.
something inexplicable happens.
Okay, what the fuck?
As you can see, the carpet begins sliding across the floor all on its own.
Are you seeing that? I mean, it could be faked, all
Other
of this, but
seemingly paranormal activity follows, such as lights flickering on,
maybe.
doors opening on their own.
What the fuck? Excuse my language.
And paintings falling from the wall. Things get truly terrifying.
Remember whenever
as she
H
enters
used
another
to
woman's
sleepwalk when
room
he was a kid?
and
Yes,
edges
I
close
remember
to
that
her
a lot.
As she sleeps. She stands just beside her for hours, staring at her sleeping form.
Do you imagine you stand up all night? You'd be tired still.
She
That'd
eventually
suck.
reaches out and touches her friend gently, startling the woman awake. She then awakens the sleepwalker and guides her back to her room.
If it is a faked video, they went through way too much work. Like,
Although some
just
of the
standing there
behaviors
for like
in
an
this
hour
footage
and
could
stuff,
be explained
pointing
by
at somebody.
ordinary sleepwalking, other events are more difficult to explain. Some believe that the woman was under the influence of a demon as she moved through the house that night, making her roommates
heck no.
terrified to
That's
continue
right. Oh,
sleeping
heck no.
under the same roof. Other viewers, however, think the whole thing's a hoax. They've pointed out the conveniently placed cameras catching all the action, and what appears at times to be exaggerated overacting. The footage also seems to have a security cam overlay as well.
I think that noise was Dean. Scared the shit out of me.
So what do you think? Simple sleepwalking, demonic possession, or just some YouTubers having a laugh? Watch the footage and draw your own conclusions.
It's interesting, I don't know. Ad. In 3, 2, 1.
Let me show you how to create an amazing ad using stock footage. Go to artgrid.io.
No.
Not all mysterious videos are as dramatic as potentially possessed sleepwalkers. Some footage, such as this video shared to YouTube by One Cat Rocky, are mystifying in their simplicity. The footage was captured by a Nest camera, one of the many brands of home security systems available today. The camera is placed on the outside of the house, showing the yard and street. Typically, outdoor security cameras are triggered by motion, only recording when something moves within the camera's range. A few seconds into the footage, it becomes clear why this camera began recording. As you can see, a bright round light begins flying through the air. It moves in seemingly random patterns, making it less likely that the phenomenon could have been caused by a simple glare on the camera's lens. It's often thought that spirits recorded in pictures and videos can take the form of orbs, round balls of light that move through the air. According to paranormal experts, this is the simplest form a spirit can take, requiring much less energy than a corporeal apparition. Many viewers of this
Lily
video believe
Funtime.
that the CCTV
Bailey.
camera has clearly captured a ghostly orb in action. However, some have suggested it could be a firefly flying through the night air, or perhaps even a drone with a
What's wrong
light
with your brother,
attached.
Bailey?
Interestingly, the object lights up the ground beneath it as it flies, which rules out a bug on the lens or a car's headlight reflecting off the camera's lens. This is a curious one. I'll throw this out to you. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Cats are notoriously troublesome, and their antics are frequently captured on camera and shared to the internet for a good laugh. However, the cat in this video, posted by YouTuber CBYT, seems to be much more mischievous than a typical feline. The footage was shot using a Ring doorbell camera. This type of camera also typically operates using a motion sensor. The camera is placed just outside of the home's door, showing the porch, yard, and street in front of the house. From the start of the footage, we see two cats resting peacefully on the side of the porch. However, one of the cats seems to be suddenly spooked. As the other cat watches, the tabby cat turns around and bounds
My
towards
kids keep
the other
being
side
loud,
of
I
the
might have
porch,
to end the stream
when
soon.
suddenly something truly bizarre appears to happen. As you can see, when it reaches the stairs, it seems to leap into the air, where it appears to morph into a tiny dot of light, flying into the sky and disappearing.
That's weird.
Is this cat some sort of spirit or shapeshifter, or could the video simply be explained by a glitch in the film or a trick of perspective? Some viewers believe that the cat simply walks along the railing after the camera glitches and misses some of its movements. If you slow it down, you can almost see the cat walking in line with the pole. While this video most likely shows a trick of perspective, it's fun to see what appears to be a flying cat
Bailey.
nonetheless.
Let me have Dean. Bring Dean out here.
And don't forget the asset tracking system. Got it.
Special guest on the live stream, guys.
Sure, it's my first day.
Before we take a look at an eerie homemade video gone wrong, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop.
Oh, don't be touching.
Loop every time we drop our scary and mysterious videos.
My keyboard.
In golf, form is everything. YouTuber Seahawk Turk 3 makes a habit of regularly practicing his golf swing in front of a camera so he can examine and perfect his form. However, he never expected that one of these videos would turn into a potentially paranormal event. We see the golfer set up his iPhone to begin recording. He walks to the center of the room and practices his swing, recording himself from several different angles. After practicing for a minute or two, he walks over to the phone and picks it up to stop the recording. However, something strange stops him from hitting the pause button. Take a look.
There's a little bit of a delay over here. See? There's your first wave, and then you'll come behind me like you are now. Oh.
As you can see, the light fixture above the kitchen table can be seen
moving out very good.
swinging all on its own. He watches, clearly perplexed, when he's startled by another odd phenomenon.
What the f***?
Hold on, guys. I'm going to pause my live stream for a second because kids can't take hints. Oh, they got the hint.
He states in the description that he's been too afraid to sleep ever since accidentally recording this mysterious video. There's no one else around.
With that being said, guys, I think I'm going to have to end this.
Close enough to the light
so I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you're wondering why the videos aren't coming out very quick, now we know.